Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm just talking about whether the parks added during the Trump presidency were a good idea or a bad idea. Pretty sure they're most likely going to be a good idea, if not all of them. But I'm just going to be talking about the parks added during President Donald Trump's presidency. And the first one he added was Camp Nelson National Monument, which is located in the state of Kentucky. And Camp Nelson was established as a supply depot and hospital during the Civil War for the U.S. Army. And it became a large recruitment and training center for African American soldiers. And was a refugee camp for their wives and children and thousands of enslaved people who escaped to freedom. And I think that was a really good idea because it just shows off this was a very important site during the Civil War. And it has a lot of cool history. So definitely a really good choice to establish this as a national monument as park number 419. The next one that was established was the Dwight Eisenhower Memorial in Washington, D.C. It is currently at the moment the National Mall's newest memorial, though there are multiple more being developed at the current moment. And Dwight D. Eisenhower was he was the 34th president of the United States, and pretty much the only thing I usually remember about him is that he was the founder of America's interstates. So I think that's pretty cool. He was the one that gave the okay for interstates around the entire country, which I think that's pretty cool, and that is park number 420. And park number 421, it is the Mill Springs Battlefield National Monument, which was the site of the very first major victory for the Union Army during the Civil War. And the Battle of Mill Springs, it's located in Kentucky, so Kentucky has gotten a few parks. And it was, like I said, the very first major victory for the Union Army during the Civil War. And that was park number 421. Park number 422 was St. Genevieve National Historical Park in Missouri. And it was the oldest, it was established in St. Genevieve, Missouri, or St. Genevieve was established in 1750. And it was the first permanent settlement in Missouri, the European settlement in Missouri. And the early French-Canadian soldiers were drawn here by rich agricultural land and known as the Les Grands Champs, or the Big Field. After a flood in 1785, the town relocated to where it is now located, on higher ground approximately 3 miles northwest of its original site. Which I think that's pretty cool history. And I actually have written a Flat Ranger to the park, and yeah, it's a pretty cool park. I would definitely like to visit if I'm ever in that area. And as the newest national park, park number 423, it is the Medgar and Merli Evers Home National Monument in Mississippi. Medgar and Merli Evers were partners in the civil rights struggle, and the assassination of Medgar Evers in the carport of their home was the first murder of nationally significant leader of the American civil rights movement, and it became a catalytic, I can't pronounce that word, I'm looking at the National Park website for it. It was a passage for the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Merli Evers continued to promote issues of racial equality and social justice. And Merli Evers is still alive to this day. And I was talking with a ranger, and she said that Merli Evers was pretty stoked. And I actually have one of the very first copies of the brochure from the park. So I think that's pretty cool, because I was in contact with one of them, and they're like, yeah, we can send you a brochure. So I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So then, shows all about it. And currently the park is closed to the public, because they're trying to figure out how they're going to do tours and all that for the public, but you can still go and see the house because it is in a public neighborhood. But if you do go, just make sure that you are like while visiting it, and just being respectful to the neighbors, because yeah, and they're thinking about, since it's in a neighborhood, they don't want to like really disrupt the peace of the neighborhood with the National Monument, which makes it a very interesting situation. Well, thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys really liked this video. And if you guys have any video suggestions, I'm willing to take them in the comment section below, and I will most likely do them, because this video here was suggested by Junior Ranger Clara over on Instagram. She suggested it when I put a little story about it, and she suggested it. I'm like, yeah, that's a really good idea. So thank you guys for watching, and remember or just go and visit your local national park.